Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're diving into something big that's happening in the world of artificial intelligence, a massive shift that some are calling the Great Recalibration. Okay, let's just jump right in with a number that is really turning heads in the tech world, 95%. Now, what on earth could that number have to do with AI? You got it. After a whole year of just, explosive hype and tons of investment, it turns out that the huge majority of those first wave corporate experiments with generative AI, well, they haven't really made any money. This is a huge sign that we're heading into a totally new and maybe more serious phase of the whole AI boom. And that really incredible number, it kind of sets the perfect stage for our first section here, where we're going to look at what people are starting to call the Great AI Cooldown. It really makes you wonder, right? Is the AI gold rush already over? And it's not just about those pilot projects not paying off. You can see this caution popping up in some really concrete ways. I mean, you've got giants like Meta hitting the brakes on hiring. You're hearing it from investors who are suddenly getting a lot more picky. And maybe most importantly, you're hearing it from the industry veterans themselves, the ones who are now warning everyone, hey, the hype has gotten way ahead of the actual reality. And you have to look at who is sounding the alarm here. When a powerhouse figure like former Google CEO Eric Schmidt says we need to be careful about overhyping artificial general intelligence, the quest for truly human-like AI, that's not a sign that things are failing. No, it's a signal that the whole conversation is growing up. It's moving from just pure hype to a much more grounded discussion about what's actually possible today. But wait, does this cool down mean the AI revolution is fizzling out? Not a chance. Far from it. As we're about to see, the story is just shifting. It's pivoting away from all that speculative buzz and toward the really essential work of building AI's guardrails. So this is the really critical pivot we're all witnessing. That kind of frantic, mad dash for the next big thing, the next commercial hit, that's giving way to the slower, and you could argue much more important job of actually building the safety nets for a world powered by AI. And this is not just talk, believe me. You've got this incredibly powerful bipartisan group of 44 U.S. state attorneys general putting major AI companies on notice. And their message is crystal clear. You are going to be held legally responsible for protecting kids. This is what governance looks like in the real world. And this whole push to get some clear rules of the road for AI, yeah, that's not just an American thing. It is quickly becoming a major priority on the world stage too. So, to make that happen, the United Nations just launched 2 new global groups that work together. One is a scientific panel, basically to give us the objective facts. The other is a platform for global dialogue to help steer international policy. Think of it as creating a global framework to manage where AI goes next. But, building a solid foundation isn't just about rules coming from the top down. It's also about innovation from the bottom up. And to get that going, the White House has just kicked off a national contest, encouraging students from kindergarten all the way through 12th grade to use AI to tackle problems in their own communities. And they've laid out a really clear roadmap for any young person who wants to get involved. Registration is opening right now, projects are due by the end of the year, and that all leads up to the national rounds in early 2026. This is so much more than a contest. It's a real, long-term investment in creating a pipeline of responsible, creative AI talent for the future. So let's move on and see how all this is building. Because while that corporate pilot project phase might be cooling off, other parts of the global AI engine are really just starting to fire up. So if that first wave of corporate experimentation is kind of hitting a plateau, you've got to ask, where's the real lasting growth going to come from? Well, the answer seems to be coming from 2 places: mass adoption by the public and real-world practical applications in industry. First up, let's talk about adoption. I mean, look at a country like Vietnam. An absolutely incredible 78% of the entire online population is already using AI tools. And a full third of them, a third, are using AI every single day. This is not some corporate pilot project. This is mass integration into daily life. And it's happening at a wild pace all over the world. And then, second, we're seeing these amazing breakthroughs in industry. Japan's NEC just rolled out an AI that can literally watch workers on a construction site and digitize what they're doing, just from video and some text instructions. And the best part? No pre-training needed. That means you can drop it onto a work site and get immediate productivity boosts. It's a game changer. So, this new reality, the one that's all about practical uses and real world integration, is making the established giants of the business world completely rethink their strategies and even how they're structured. A perfect example of this is Tata Consultancy Services, the biggest IT firm in India. They're not just dabbling anymore, they are creating a brand new business unit, a whole division that's just dedicated to AI led transformation. I mean, when a company that massive completely reorganizes itself around AI, that's a clear signal of a deep, permanent shift across the entire industry. Okay, so let's try to put all these pieces together. We've got a cool down in the speculative, maybe it'll work projects. We've got a huge ramp up in rules and education. And we've got an explosion in everyday global use and practical applications. So what does all that actually mean? Well, it means we're right in the middle of the great recalibration. This is not the end of the AI boom, not at all. It's really the end of the beginning. We're moving past that first chaotic gold rush phase and into the much more important era of actually building the future. Laying the pipes, writing the rule book, and creating real tangible value. Which kind of leaves us with one last question to chew on. If the frantic, crazy hype is finally starting to fade, could it be because the real, the substantive, the world-changing work of the AI era is only just now getting started?